Welcome to Ultimate 8-Man, the ultimate destination for everything 8-man football, where the field is smaller, the action is faster, and the passion runs deep. Whether you're a player, a coach, or a die-hard fan, we bring you breakdowns, tips and strategies, coaching insights, and jaw-dropping plays from across the 8-man world. Join us as we shine a light on the athletes and teams redefining the games, because in 8-man football, every snap counts. What's up, football heads? Coach Rogers is back after a little break. I had some sick kids. I had some personal stuff going on, but none of that matters now because we're going to answer the age-old question. Is it inside zone or is it duo? You be the judge. We've got a 2-part video for you. Yay! Breaking down the tips, the tricks, the terminology for both of those as it relates to the 8-man game. Ready? I am. Roll it! Okay, we've got to talk about inside zone and why you run it, and the rules behind it, and how it can look at the 8-man level. Inside zone, you got a few components you want to look at. First one is you want to create double teams on the inside. Second one is you want to press the play side A gap. So if zone left, you want to press the left A gap, zone right. You want to press that right A gap and then read off of it. Backside, you want to cut off and collapse. And then you want to keep the play side defenders to the outside as much as possible. Your rules are going to be covered and uncovered is what I like the best. There is a numbering system you could use. I feel like that works more efficiently in 11-man, but if somebody has a better idea, please let me know in the comments. All right, so we're going to go with the covered and uncovered rule. All that is you can ask yourself 3 questions. What direction is the play going? That's simple. It's right or left. Okay, you're going to ask, am I covered or uncovered? All right. If you're covered, you block that guy. If you're uncovered, you look for help. And do I need help or is it a solo block? You need to communicate that if it's a double team or a solo block. We'll go through that here in a second. So we've got a 5-man front. We've got a 3 front defense, 3 down linemen, 2 linebackers. I split this guy out. You don't have to split him out. I just, formation-wise, I think it works a little bit better, especially if you want to do a zone read eventually, and we'll get to that in a sec. But with this formation, and you're running zone left, so you ask yourself the first question, right? What direction's the play going? It's going left. So everybody's stepping left, running back included. Center starts asking himself the questions. Okay, is there a guy covering me? Yes, there is. Guards, is there somebody covering them? No, there's not. Tight ends, is there somebody covering them? Yes, there is. All right, now we got to communicate. For any front, you've got to make a call. Your 5 guys on the line or 4 guys on the line, however you have it, need to communicate, and they need to talk every single play. The old adage goes, I don't care if the defense knows you're blocking them, they still have to stop you. But this is just an example for video purposes. Your center's going to make a call first and foremost. Ram and Lion, right and left. You could use Ricky Louie. You could use River Lake, whatever terminology you want to do. So say our center makes a Ram call, that means the right guard is going to double with him. Okay? If he makes a Lion call, the left guard is going to double with that center. And these are prerequisites to knowing which direction the play is going. If you're going zone right and he makes a Lion call, you're still blocking to the right. You're taking your steps to the right. You're just going to double team with the left guard. If there's no Ram or Lion call, the guard calls deuce, which is a double with the tight end. If there's a Ram call and you're the left guard, you're going to look around and you're going to either call deuce, which means you're going to double with the tight end, or you're going to call solo, which means you have a solo block. And then your tight ends will call deuce as well, to reiterate it, solo as well, or if there's a wing, we can call it like a Willie or something, or west side, or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't really matter. I'd go from center to guard to tight end when you do that. We got to know who's getting help. Center's going to start. Play's going left, so he's going to make a Ram call because the right guard and him are going to double team here. This guy is going to make the call. Okay, he knows the Ram call has been made, so he's not doubling the center. So he's got to figure, am I uncovered? Yeah, I'm uncovered. All right, so he's going to double here with the tight end. So they're going to make a deuce call. Ram here, deuce here. Backside is got a solo block here. So essentially these 2 guys take care of these 2 guys take care of these 2 guys. So if we draw it out, you have here, take a step left, check the double there, and then you're up to the second level. Nose, getting the vertical push, 45-degree angle on the left side. Guard with the Ram call, taking the double, checking out to that linebacker, and then tight end is just solo blocking here. You could do a pass set if you wanted to even. All right, quarterback, straight inside zone. It's going to give it to the fullback. Now, fullback's eyes have to be on the linebacker. If that linebacker shoots forward, he continues his path across. If that linebacker overtakes and tries to beat to the spot, then that fullback can take it and cut up. So he's reading that linebacker, and I'll show you both so we get an idea. All right, so the linebacker's coming forward now. Guard's doubling. Checks there. He has eyes on the linebacker right away. Fullback sees that, gets the handoff. He's going to continue his path and go find green grass wherever it may be. It could be A gap, could be B gap. We're pressing the A gap, but we know we'll probably make a cut to B gap if needed. So let's show that here. It's kind of slow motion. Everybody's stepping left. We get off on the doubles. Now this linebacker is going to flow over. And so fullback sees that, him flow, he's going to put his foot in the ground and take off. Just like this. Read it, overflows, boom, he is gone. One of the more creative things you can do versus three front is take your calls like you normally would and read this D end. So we're going to go ahead and ram this. We're going to deuce this. Okay, we're going to read this D end, and we're going to tag this with an arc, and they're going to go block this corner. So fullback is still reading that play side linebacker. If this D end shoots down and is unblocked, quarterback can pull it and has a lead blocker with the wide tight end out on in front, and there's nobody else. And this is what it looks like when you do that. Notice how we pulled this corner over in hopes that this safety and this corner would rotate just a shade to give us a little bit more green grass. Double.
Nice.
Pulls it. He's got a lead blocker. Boy, that's beautiful. And if you want to get a little bit crazy off of that even, you could stay with the Z on this side. Motion him in. Snap the ball about right here. And you could still run your deuce call on this backside. You could ram this, play going to the left. You could read this defensive end. You could arc this tight end out, still read the D end. And you do a wrap call where he wraps through and essentially isolates that linebacker. And you can still read that D end. You got a lead blocker here. You can pull or you can keep. We're getting a little silly now, but all within the realm of possibilities here. Double, wrap through. Essentially runs an ISO look. If you have a 51 defense or an outside 3-3, whatever you want to call it, okay, the calls are still the same. So center's going to know that the play's going left, is going to sit here and go, all right, I need help. So he's going to make the ram call again. Nose here to there to the second level, wherever that may be. These two have these two. Okay, we've got a double here because he's in the gap. Plays to the left. Okay, so we're going to double here to the backside. All right, this is the hard block. This is that cutoff block. So it's probably going to be a cut on this backside defensive end. Fullback is reading this Mike linebacker at this point. Plays going. If that Mike sits, he continues his path, and he's probably going to either press that A gap, and then he has the choice whether to bounce it left or right. One of the other fun things you can do when you get good at this is tag this tight end to an arc and arc the corner. And you can do a split right here on this backside D end where he takes care of that. And your fullback is still reading the mic. All right. And that way, when he presses, if that linebacker flies over here, okay, he can still put his foot in the ground and come to this backside. And you've got the tight end covered on this side. All right. Just a little wrinkle you could do. I'll show you what it looks like. Full speed. Well, actually, slow speed. But he's going to come across, and he's going to come across faster than that. It's just my software's not working. He comes across right away, hand it off. You've got the zone split look. You've arced him out as well. Okay, so just a little wrinkle to get him out of there. The other thing you can do, if that's a hard cutoff block, is leave him and read him. Okay, just like any other option play. You got your call here, which is a ram call. Play's going left. Double him with the right guard. These two have these two. You could do a deuce call, check here, go up. If you were good here, you could solo and solo if you wanted to. I'd leave that up to you and what your guys can do. But say this guy, you just can't cut him. He's just a good guy. You can't cut him. Your tight end's a little slow. Well, that's fine. arc your tight end out and come across and just read that guy. If he hammers straight ahead, you give it. Your fullback finds the room, could cut back underneath behind him. Quarterback runs, and he's got a lead blocker out here and could cut it up. So that's the beauty of this. You can wrinkle however you want. You know, he presses. He's like, okay, I got a crease here. I'm gone. If the D lineman shoots down, steps down with him, quarterback can pull it, and he can cut and replace and has a little crease there. And that looks just like this. I'll go full speed. Whew. Cues off. Okay, this is a perfect illustration of a 3-3. You're going to have the center and guard have the ram call. Okay, plays going left. Guard and tight end make the deuce call. Pretty simple. Okay, with the Y tight end, he could solo it, or you could have an inside call for the tight end. He's going to say inside, inside, or igloo, igloo, whatever you want it to be. Pulls his safety out, so you got options. See the crease, and we're gone. He read it, DN chased. Now, the other thing we talked about in our other video, if you wanted to formation this, you could move this guy over, right? And you want to take care of that defensive end as well and run a true zone. You could split him again as well to where he comes across and hammers that D end. You've got options then. Okay, it's probably not a read at that point, but that's fine. And then eventually you could run him across and then bluff it, and you leak him out for a pass. Quarterback throws it on a call or on a read, however you want to do it. A lot of options with zone. It's going to be quick, okay, because you don't want your lineman downfield, but it's definitely doable. This is going to be your traditional, more what you see on Saturdays and Sundays. But if you get a forefront, okay, this is super easy. You've got your center is uncovered now, so he's got to know what direction's the play going. Going left, we're going to make a lion call. So I'm doubling with the left guard. Double. These two have these two. Okay, guard and tight end, they make the deuce call. Okay, you didn't get the ram call, so I'm going to call deuce here with this guy. We know the play's going left. We double to linebacker. These two have these two. Tight end over here knows, oh, my buddy had a lion call, so I don't have anything. Solo, solo, solo. Okay, so he's going to solo block that defensive end, hopefully kick him out. You're probably going to have to read this guy. Once again, you could take the Z, put him at a wing, and split across and give it so you have a little natural cutback. Or you can just read it. You can run an RPO off of this as well. Okay, but this is a traditional 4-2 front, what zone would look like. Double, double, solo block by the tight end. All right, and we're gone. You can even pass set that guy, honestly. Defensive end screaming off the edge, have at it. And what I like about this, it does not matter where they're lined up. You could have a 3 technique over here. You could have a 1 technique right here. Slide the D end over. Linebackers are in gaps. That's where you just make your calls. Center, I'm uncovered. Take a zone step left, and I've really got nobody on me, which is fine. He's not a gap ahead. He's 2 gaps over. So you can make a solo call and just go solo right to the linebacker. Solo there, solo here. You've got a deuce call here by these two, work into this backside, wherever that may be. Okay, and you can still just run, make the read, cut as needed. Say they're gapped the opposite way. Okay, 3, a 1, we're out, we're out. Linebackers are shifted over. Doesn't matter. What are your rules? Center, okay, I'm uncovered, but I've got somebody to the play side. So I'm going to make a lion call here with my center and guard. We're going to double, double to that linebacker. He's going to make a solo call. These guys, plays to the left. Okay, so this is where you can have some fun. You could do this cutoff block and solo here. I wouldn't recommend it. I would just tell these guys, make the deuce call. Let's get moving, and this guard's probably going to take that linebacker. And you read this backside defensive end, and you're coming through, pressing the A-gap, probably going to make a cut still and go outside. So really, your rules dictate how you block, and if you do it right, the defense can't be right. And that's what I like about it, but it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of communication, and it takes these guys working together. All right? There's so many variations you can do off of zone. Okay, last thing. If you only have 4 down linemen and you want to go twins out here, you can still do the same thing. I have this nose eagled over into the gap as an adjustment. If that happens, center is uncovered, but has a player to the gap on play side. So they make the lion call, double to backside. These two have these two. You have a solo block here. Once again, you could have an inside call that he's going to inside to the linebacker, and you're going to do the true zone read because you don't have enough numbers here. Okay, so that's a true zone read. With this, you could do RPOs with it. You could add different routes. We'll get into that in a later video. You could call the solo block with this defensive end, and you could read the linebacker. If the linebacker flies forward, you could run a little glance slant route right behind him if they're man coverage. If they're zone, you could run a little hitch. You could run a hitch flat. You could run something as a little zone beater to find the open area if you wanted to. Your rules don't change. I would not run zone out of 3 down linemen. You can do 4, you can do 5, you can do 6. It's really going to be really hard to do 3. Somebody's going to be left unblocked. And there's your inside zone rules. It really is just that. Rules, communication, and working together amongst the offensive line. And you could have a great blocking scheme no matter what defense you face. Comment below what you like about it, what you don't like about it, and check out part 2 of our video. We're going to tackle duo blocking scheme here just a bit, so click on the link and let's go. Catch you guys on the flip side.